Folks, today we're remembering a legend, a titan of American music, Mr. Duford Randolph Cox.
R.I.P.
He walked hard. We'll always remember him. All right, so yeah, this is we're continuing our comedy series with my pick, Walk Hard: The Dewey Cox Story. It's a parody on musical biopics. I figured it'd be a good one to pick now, since this genre is kind of having a second life with Elvis and Bohemian Rhapsody and all those movies, you know. So why not go back to the source parody text?
Yeah. The original biopic.
I did not expect to laugh as hard as I did.
Facts,
the first
right?
20 minutes of this movie, I thought it was going to set up and then make me laugh. But right off the bat, cutting the guy in half killed me. I was like, I'm cutting half.
I'm cutting half pretty bad,
I was
Dewey.
going to say, that's the best part.
The doctor confirmed me. He was like, this is pretty bad.
But just how calm the kid is, he's like, I'm cutting half pretty bad here. So
We're not scientists. Explain it to us.
It's in English.
In simple terms.
As he's saying, we were unable to reattach the top half to the bottom half.
We're not scientists. Oh, man. I couldn't agree more. I think, I expected it to be funny, but I was actually laughing out loud for a good portion of the movie.
John C. Reilly at 14 years old.
Yeah.
I died. It's like now he's 14 years, and I'm 12 years old.
I'm Dewey's 12-year-old.
His 12-year-old girlfriend.
I'm the only 15-year-old with a job and a baby.
And they kept having babies every time we saw her. She had another one.
It's just a clan, never ending.
And then I thought it was great at the end. He's like, "Are you sure? Are you sure we're?"
Oh yeah. You sure you're one of mine?
One of mine.
I was really hoping to see some Manson stuff though. When they were like, "Oh, Charlie, he's in there with Charlie.
Right?
Nice guy, that Charlie
His
Manson."
music is awful. Really nice guy though.
God.
Oh, man.
But yeah, it charts the rise and fall and rise and fall and rise and fall of Dewey Cox, played by John C. Reilly, giving it his all. He's really the perfect pick for this role because he's someone who could conceivably do an actual biopic, has musical singing chops, and also is willing to do goofy comedy.
Yeah. I liked when first we'll get into Tim Meadows' is awesome character, but when he does the cocaine and then he starts doing the punk rock music, I was like, oh wow, he's gonna transition into punk rock now, and then I like how the guy's like, you're acting like such a punk.
The overly obvious dialogue gets me every time.
It was great. It really was. And the kid at the beginning is like, nothing bad's gonna happen today. And then, I have the rest of my life ahead of me.
Yeah, my long life.
I'm gonna be.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna be a famous composer. Then I'm gonna be an astronaut. Then I'm gonna be the president. Whole life ahead of me. I'm gonna do so much.
Well, I'm glad you guys thought that was funny. I didn't think it was funny.
No, why not?
I didn't think it was funny. I didn't laugh. I didn't think it was funny. And I knew...
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't find it funny.
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry,
I
didn't.
It's just not the brand of humor that I find to be particularly funny.
I thought it was trying too hard to be funny, to be perfectly honest. I watched the whole thing start to finish. I didn't laugh once. I didn't really think it was funny.
That's shots fired.
Have you ever seen a biopic?
It doesn't. It's not the genre. It's just I did not find it funny. It reminds me of the scary movies. Like, okay, fine, one or two jokes is funny. After a while, it's like you're trying.
Now, see,
too
I
hard.
think this is a pretty sharp takedown of the genre in general. I think it's much smarter than it comes off as. I think it gets all of the beats very correct.
Well,
I think it really kind of takes to task the idea of just like, all right, let's compress a whole life into 90 minutes.
And Joe, I agree with you. I thought it was very smart in making fun of the genre because clearly it's a parody off of Walk the Line, the Johnny Cash
Partly. It draws from pretty much every major movie.
Right. And I understand that, and I thought that was very smart and very clever what they did, but I just didn't find it
Like
funny.
I liked the humor in the songs. Like I found that quite clever. Like
The songs were pretty
especially
fun.
when he starts singing with the backup singer and all the innuendo. I thought that was very cleverly
like,
done.
Are you gonna, like, I want you to blow me kisses.
Yeah, like that part I found, okay, that's cleverly done. But the humor itself, it's just not my kind of humor. It reminded me of the scary movies, and it's like, I just didn't find it humorous.
I also think some of the scary movies are kind of whack.
The second one.
But it's not that I'm comparing the premise of this to the scary movies.
I understand.
It's the kind of style of comedy
Word.
that to me was similar.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, so.
I don't know. I think it's much drier than any of the scary movie stuff. Like, a lot of it just rests on letting these actors deliver these lines with
It's a
sincerity.
different take on the tropes, because where a scary movie was like, they purposefully, like, you know, created tropey situations. They drew from. It's kind of weird to compare the two. I guess I can see a lot of the similarities in like using tropes of the genres.
Yeah, but
and then using it to be funny, but then they add in so many other things that aren't like tropey, and it's just like, okay.
Yeah,
what is
I'd
this?
classify Scary Movie more as just like general spoof.
Yeah.
Whereas
Parody,
this is,
okay.
I don't know, I think it has more of a satirical
Agreed,
eye to
yeah.
it.
So it is written partially by Judd Apatow.
Yes.
Has written some really good nonfiction books here, and they tend to be very popular.
He's
here
also
at
a
the
pretty
library.
good filmmaker.
He is. I know he did.
40-Year-Old Virgin knocked
40-Year-Old
up good
Virgin.
movies.
The King of Staten Island he was a producer on that one, not a writer.
No, he directed that.
Oh, did he direct
Yeah.
that one? So he tends to. I think he's pretty
He also
smart about what he does.
did Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah, amazing show.
Shout out to Freaks and Geeks.
Martin Starr, Bill from
Yeah.
Freaks and Geeks pops up here.
Yeah. Started the careers of James Franco, Seth
Pop Star,
Rogen,
too.
Linda
He
Cardinelli.
produced that, yeah.
See, Freaks and Geeks I found more entertaining.
Freaks and
I've
Geeks
seen
is
that.
great, isn't it? Jason Segel started his career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've seen 40-Year-Old Virgin. I found that entertaining, you know, so it's, I don't know.
Sympathize with. So looking at the cast,
It was stacked cast. Margot
Oh God.
Martindale was the mom.
So
is one of my favorite performances in this.
uncharacteristic to the things I watch, I am actually a pretty big fan of Justified. To
Who's in
which
this from
she's
Justified?
in it.
Oh, okay.
She plays the mama.
I need to
in
see
the
that
Aren't you
show.
watching Justified?
Oh my
I am
god!
watching Justified.
I just know
Waylon
it's,
Givens.
I know Timothy Olyphant's in there. He ruled. Walton Goggins is like next level.
Raymond J. Barry, who played the father, plays Oliphant's father in Justified as well, and he's good. He plays a surly old man too.
Does he say the wrong kid died in that one too?
He might as well have. It's kind of weird in how his family relationship goes. He doesn't have a brother, as far as I'm aware. But
It's such a great TV show.
oh my
though.
god, I haven't even finished it, but I got like 4 seasons in, and I was just like, ugh, Timothy Olyphant.
Because isn't there's like new.
Timothy Olyphant.
I go home
There's
and
like a
I let
new
loose my
one,
southern
right?
accent, and I'm like, it's accepted here when we're watching Justified.
Because there's like a
Because
new.
I'm justified.
There's a spin-off series coming out. Yeah.
There's like a new. So you're watching the original right now.
Yeah, no, Brian had watched like the first 3 seasons, and so like when he was doing work in law school or like something, he likes to have noise on in the background if it's something I haven't watched but he's seen. I was like, I'll watch it in the background, but he got like through the first 3 seasons, and then we watched the 4th season together, and so it's kind of a nice little. I was like, I would never watch this show on my own, but then he was like, maybe try it. And I was like, maybe I'll give it a try, and then I was just like. He's a bad boy. He don't follow the rules.
Yeah, who didn't
He's
follow
playing with the
rules?
country mafia.
Dewey Cox.
I love the scene where he does "Take My Hand" at the school dance.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, the intro to it with the girl just doing like a lame little tap
The
dance.
devil's music.
How are we gonna follow that, boys?
Yeah.
I loved the whole like them talking about the devil. And it's like, you know what the devil has?
no,
Hands.
but-
which he uses.
That scene is just done unironically in Elvis. It's so funny, like shot for shot.
Really?
It's a movie that comes out like 10 years. It's like 15 years after, and it's just like, oh yeah, no, that's just straight up a Dewey Cox
God.
scene.
I haven't seen Elvis. I
It's
keep
so
meaning to, 'cause
much
I love
fun.
Baz Luhrmann because he has. I think he's one of those fun directors. He just has so much.
Amanda, you'll have a great
whimsy.
time. I go back and forth on Boz. I like some of his stuff, some of his other stuff. I'm like, all right, dude, calm down. But with Elvis, I think he's suited for that material.
I hope so. I grew up on Elvis movies and music because my mom, like, my stepfather hates the Elvis movies, but like Turner Classic Movies would always have them like on a certain like week, and we'd be like, oh, we're turning these on. He's like, Jesus Christ, and I'd be like, yes.
I wish they
He
spent.
hated them so much, but my mom and me were like,
I wish they spent a little more time on the movies in it because we get like one montage scene and it's really funny, but that's about it. Yeah, Tom Hanks gives the most evil performance of all time. It's awesome.
ooh.
He's just a gargoyle. Like there's no humanity in Colonel Parker. It's kind of wild.
So, other people who were in the movie, we had Craig Robinson. I absolutely adore this man.
Yes.
I've seen him like, he's Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He also did, This Is the End, which is one
The
of my
Office
favorite comedy
was
movies,
one
The
of his,
Office.
big early
He's
roles.
such a fun
Oh yeah,
guy.
just you should have thought about that before you punch your landlord with a laryngitis.
I love the scene when he meets him for the first time and they let him sing in the club, and you're like,
Oh,
oh,
good
no.
But then he can sing, so they're like, all right, that's fine.
Boy, it just
They started getting I was like secondhand embarrassment,
yeah,
like,
just,
oh no.
just doing a scene of the lead literally stealing black music in the most obvious way possible.
Are you too young to understand the blues? I reckon I might know some. There was, let's see.
Kristen Wiig as his first wife.
Kristen Wiig. I was trying to figure out who that was because I wasn't quite sure if it was who I thought it was, but you're right, it is Kristen Wiig. I was like, she looks oddly familiar, but
The
because
bit
they,
where
they aged her so down to look run down that it was like hard for me to really get in there.
The bit when she's like, what about my dreams, Dewey? I told you I can't build you a house made of candy. It would fall down. The sun would melt it.
Yet he can buy a giraffe. Oh wait, no, he was given the giraffe. They were going to offer him $5,000.
A menagerie of animals. You can take my kids, but don't you dare take my monkey.
Frankie Muniz played Buddy Holly.
Yes,
and I was like, is that
was
Frankie
great.
And
Muniz?
then Jack White as Elvis.
Was it Jack White
Yes.
as Elvis? I was like, who are you? And then, like, all of a sudden the Beatles come out, and it's like
That's
Paul Rudd.
the best
Fucking-
scene in the movie.
Beatles, please stop fighting here in India.
Just,
Paul McCartney, I'm the leader of the band.
Jack White, Paul Rudd, Justin Long, and the guy from
Schwartzman.
Jason Schwartz.
Who is who is John? Is that Paul Rudd?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He-
His
I saw him
accent
as
was
soon as-
insane.
and he's like,
I'm Ringo
he's
Starr.
like,
I don't like meditating.
he's like, you can do anything you want as long as you can imagine.
My
The
God.
way everyone
You're having a
looks
bad trip.
longingly, wistfully into the distance and states the names of songs.
And then, oh my god. And
Okay,
then,
yeah, I have to admit that scene was pretty funny.
Oh my god, it was great.
It's so great. I love Jack Black's portrayal of Paul McCartney. He's just like, I'm the leader of the band. I have this childlike whimsy. And I'm like,
I'm
shut up.
impish and whimsical, and you're such a downer.
And they just start fighting.
It looks like there's a rift forming between the Beatles.
I like how their accents change like halfway through it too. Like they start off doing terrible British accents, and then it goes to like terrible Scottish accents.
Yeah, they're all over the map.
They were on it. They were on it.
The song he makes on Acid, the Beach Boys parody one, amazing.
Yeah.
They got Van Dyke Parks, who worked on Smile, the Beach Boys project they were making fun of there, to write that song for them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty
Impressive.
impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, yeah, it was really fun because I got to make fun of myself
Yeah.
and like be like, okay, what are my tics? What?
Oh man.
They left no stone unturned when it came to the celebrities. I'm surprised
Also,
they got.
so Jonah Hill shows up
I
as
was
his
so happy.
as
I
his
love Jonah
dead
Hill.
brother, but why would his dead brother age?
This is what I would have looked like if I got old.
I was so happy to see Jonah Hill. Every time I see Jonah Hill in a movie, I get very excited. I don't know what it is. I think as a child, like not as a child, but like a teen, he started becoming like really big and like
Oh, yeah.
stoner.
No,
movies
I
and
love
stuff.
Jonah Hill.
He's great.
He's so good, and then he like broke out as like this amazing, like, he broke out of, like, the high comedies.
Yeah.
High teenage, like, angst comedies to being, like,
Yeah.
oh, now I'm a serious actor.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, Jonah Hill, what's going
But
on?
even in his like more serious roles, like in Wolf of Wall Street, he's
like,
so funny.
He's great.
So
His
good.
weird teeth in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the part in This Is the End when Danny
one of my
McBride
favorites.
is like kind of yelling at all of them, and he's like, "You guys should be better than this. Jonah Hill, you're an Oscar-nominated actor now." He's like.
Fatalities. Several fatalities. Say it again. Fatalities. There we go.
I like when Dewey finds out it's illegal to marry two women.
He's like, what?
It's illegal.
You are a criminal, Dewey.
The sexual tension was palpable.
Oh my god.
Jenna Fisher.
Every time they tried to kiss, I was like, just do it. Just do it. They're just getting so close. I'm like, God, I'm feeling the tension. I'm like,
Them just
go on.
building furniture.
I like the guy. I like when they're on, what is it, the tour bus, and they're in the bunk together. Thanks for, like, giving me a room, Dewey, and the guy underneath is just hearing it all. You're like, it reminded
He
me
starts
of
like touching his
Cornell.
nipple and stuff.
He's so fun. He voices Jerry on Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I love him.
He's
on Archer, and he's one of those
also-
recognizable voices.
He's the best bit character in 30 Rock.
Dr. Leo Spaceman.
Yeah, the best. He's like, his lines, he has like the best lines in that show. He'll be like, unfortunately, there's no science that can figure out what's going on in a human's brain, so we just have to guess and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
he
just
plays those characters so well. But
They got Dewey's core band is just like the most killer deadpan guys in comedy.
I love
Tim
him
Meadows.
so much.
We got to get into Tim Meadows
Yeah.
bit. He's
who just gets Dewey into every
Yeah.
drug possible.
He's Dewey's drummer, and
We're
there
smoking
are
reefer,
about
Dewey.
5 scenes where Dewey will bust into a room and
It's
he's
just
doing
the
a
same
different
skit
drug.
over and
Yeah.
over again. We're smoking reefer.
You don't want any part
Oh,
of this, man.
And he tries to get Dewey not to and pitches it
Yeah,
perfectly.
exactly. You don't want to do this. Well, I don't want to get addicted. It's not addictive. You don't have to spend any money.
Yeah, he's like, "Now that sounds pretty expensive. It's the cheapest drug on the market."
I know it's hard to that logic. It's like
At the end, when they're old and he's just taking Viagra, and
we're doing pills, Dewey.
he's so excited about it too. He's like, "Didn't you hear me? I said it gives you a boner."
He's the best salesman on that team.
I love the cocaine part because he's just like, I forget what just happened.
Turns all your bad feelings into good ones. It's a nightmare.
Exactly. Oh man. It really was just unexpectedly funny.
It's like obvious, but you're like, but the delivery and the scenes that they find themselves in, and you're just like,
His the Roy Orbison pastiche he does, the Life Without You one, I have a perfect life.
Yeah.
Amazing song. I was listening to that on the way to
Great
work and I was like, oh my god, this is just like genuinely moving.
Yeah.
so, who else was in this? Jenna Fisher. Didn't
Yes.
expect to see her. I was like, is that the girl from The Office?
Pam Beasley.
Him.
She's very funny here.
She was great. I don't think I've seen her outside of The Office, unfortunately.
She
so
was
this is my
in
first time seeing
that
her outside.
pretty bad Will Ferrell John Heater movie, Blades of Glory.
Oh, was she?
I blocked that out
Yeah.
of
I
my
didn't see
memory.
it.
Yeah, the only reason anyone would ever remember it is because it's sampled on that Jay-Z and Kanye song.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. She was very raunchy. She's kind of raunchy and like it's almost like because I don't know what movie it is, but the one with Matt Dillon.
Which one's that?
I don't know what movie it is, but like she basically just like keeps offering herself to him like different services, and it's like wow, she really tried to get as far away from Pam Beasley as she could in the movie roles that she took.
It's hard when you've like been a character
yeah.
for such a long
Yeah.
time. Some people get
Yeah.
typecasted super hard,
Yeah.
and it's hard to break from those roles and do
Yeah.
anything more. I think that's why like some people stay in their lane because they know they can't do anything
Yeah, 'cause,
besides that.
I mean, look at John Hamm. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
perfect example. You know, you find like that perfect role, and everyone identifies you as that, and then it's hard to get.
It's a shame because you can tell he wants to do comedy,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they won't cast him as anything other than, isn't it funny John Hamm's here doing something funny?
Yeah.
He's a
That's like
serious
something like-
guy, and it's
Exactly.
just like, no, like, just let him be funny.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Daniel Radcliffe. I feel like he did Harry Potter for so long that he,
Yeah.
like, I think when it was
He's-
Equus when he did the play on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
People
helped.
were like,
Yeah.
"Whoa,
He's pretty
whoa,
successfully
you have to be-"
rebranded.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's a great. He can be funny. He can be serious.
I loved Swiss Army Man.
Mhm.
Have you seen that one?
I've seen part of it.
Meaning,
Yeah.
it's on my list.
It's really fun. Him and Paul Dano. But yeah, he plays a corpse in it, and he knocks it out of the park.
Yeah.
So I know he was in that show. Was it Miracle Workers? And
Oh
I
yeah, with
started
Steve
watching
Buscemi,
that.
That's
right?
right. Yeah.
Yeah, he played like Steve Buscemi plays like God.
Yeah,
But he's like a
and,
bad
and,
God.
and Daniel Radcliffe's an angel, but he's kind of incompetent.
Also,
He's doing his best.
this movie's vision of rehab. He needs more blankets. He needs less blankets.
And the one part he's just in a tub getting electroshock therapy. Like what?
Those blankets saved my life.
We've come a
When
long
they said,
way.
I thought they were gonna do like an Amy Winehouse thing, when he was like, you gotta go to rehab.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. I really thought that they were gonna go, but I don't know. This movie might. I don't know if it was before Amy Winehouse or not.
I don't know.
I have no
I think
concept
this
of-
was 2007.
Yeah, she was probably around.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if Rehab had come out yet, but the
I
Dylan
don't-
bits I thought were pretty great.
What were?
The bits where he was Dylan.
Where he was Dylan.
Yeah, he's doing like the.
Oh, that's yes.
Yeah, the
Bob
first
Dylan.
song is just
This song
absolute
came out-
nonsense.
her song
It's
came
like,
out in
who's Dylan?
2006.
Okay, so
But I was on that, Amanda.
and the protest song demanding
The
rights for little
midgets.
people,
For the
but
midgets.
he's just
Oh.
half. It's so offensive. Half the size of a regular guy. Let me pick you up. Like we can pretend you can
Small
fly.
man. So,
That was good.
And then you're just seeing signs for the Short Panther Party.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay, one bit. When Jenna Fisher comes back, and it's already pretty good because she's
Is this
like
when he's
50
turned his
years of
life-
age, and she looks like horrible. And then she's just like, I bought Deweyna a gift. It's a bracelet. Meanwhile, the box is like gigantic.
I think my favorite part of the whole movie though was the interview. The Jane Lynch interview when she I clearly
Oh,
didn't
geez,
do my
that would've been
research
nice to
for
know.
this.
I think that's based off of a real interviewer, Lita Powell Drake. There's a really good YouTube compilation of some of her worst moments, just like berating guests and not knowing anything.
I like when she says.
But she wasn't even berating him. She
No.
was just like she just asked like simple kind of like, "Oh, how are you and your wife doing?" Actually, me and my wife have been separated
She's
for
like,
a
"Okay."
while. It's like, and then he just does the thing they told him not to do, which was to be like, "I'm no longer on hard drugs.
Do you ever stop and smell the roses?
Oh, that's the best one. That's
I
the
can't
best-
smell."
That's the best part. Yeah.
The loss of smell is
Good-
such a
good-
weird thing.
Good old layup Ray reference.
Is that what
two-
it is?
I think so. I
Two
think it's
movies
a,
in a row now too. That's
Yeah.
Joe pointed out, where the main character can't smell.
What other movie?
Nice Guys.
Yeah, remember?
Ryan Gosling couldn't
That's
smell.
right.
Yeah.
I'm like.
Is this a theme in comedies? No.
What are
it's
we
not.
doing next week? Who can't smell?
Ace Ventura, can he smell?
Yeah, he can smell.
Damn,
Are we sure about
so
that?
close.
Yeah,
But if they never make a comment that he can't,
Do we really know for sure?
Exactly.
It's like Schrodinger's smell. Schrodinger's smell.
I had a roommate in college who couldn't smell.
Really?
Yeah, I watched The Nice Guys with him, and he was like really excited. Yeah, he was like,
Representation.
finally,
Yeah, wow.
someone gets it.
What was his traumatic experience? Did he cut his brother in half too?
No.
That's-
Looking
I
at
love-
Joe's former roommate.
I love when Ghostface Killer wanders on, and he has a line about "cut you in half like Dewey Cobb."
I loved when they brought his attention to what was the guy-
The
little
Lil
nutsack.
Nutsack.
Little nutsack.
Lil
Dewey
Nutsacks
Cox
and
and Lil
Cocks.
Nutsack.
What a package.
Hard. It's just the hard.
Yeah, just the most vulgar song ever written. Jenna Fisher's just like, why would you show us this?
Why would you allow something like this to happen? God. And the Temptations.
I don't want to
reference-
succumb to the temptation.
They're right outside.
Oh no, it's the Temptations.
That was good.
John C. Reilly is just one of my favorite screen presences, I think.
Yeah.
Because he can just run the gamut. The man can do anything.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's, like, definitely well known for all the comedies he's definitely
Yes.
been in, but, like, as time went on, he really, like, I think we were talking about this ahead of time. It's like, we understand he has, like, a music career because I feel like the first time we've ever heard, like, if you haven't seen Walk Hard,
Chicago.
Yes.
with his
Cellophane.
Fantastic,
He's-
amazing.
He's
Cellophane
done a
is
lot
amazing.
of Broadway stuff, too.
Yeah.
He did True West, and every night he'd play the opposite role.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's a very talented individual. And I just think it's awesome that someone like that is also just like, no, I want to make goofy comedies
Yeah.
with my buddy Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Shake and bake.
You ever see Magnolia?
No, I've heard of it. I know of it.
It's from the 90s. It's like a big ensemble movie, but like he plays just a very like earnest role as a cop who's just looking for love, and
Aw.
it's really nice. It's just like, oh wow.
I haven't seen that.
Is it Steel Magnolia or is it just
No,
Magnolia?
just Magnolia.
Hmm.
Steel Magnolia that's the one about women in the South, right?
I've never
That's
seen
the
it
Sally
before.
Field one.
What
right?
about
Yeah.
them?
I don't know.
What
anything.
about
I've never
them?
seen it.
Nasties. I must know. I can say that. I know.
What?
I was like, bunch of nasties.
Who are nasty?
Ladies in the
Sally
South.
Field? I don't think she's nasty.
Yeah, I don't think Sally
They're
Field nasty.
pretending. They're celebrities now. They're not like the
Sally
common folk.
Field, Shirley MacLaine, and Olympia Dukakis. What a nasty group.
Isn't that what 80 for Brady was? Aren't those the same people?
No, not the
Those
same
are the same-
people.
Just kidding.
I'm surprised. Like I heard someone going, "Oh yeah, I heard someone the other day. It was just like I was sitting at the desk and so I was like, I just saw 80 for Brady, and I'm just like,
My brother really liked 80 for Brady.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's a Pats fan. I don't know if that plays into it
It's
or not.
probably-
I'm a
That
Pats
probably
fan
plays
too, but
into
I don't
it.
want to watch it.
You're a Pats fan?
I am.
You're from the South. How'd that happen?
My stepfather,
Okay.
Where
stepfather's a
do
Pats
your
fan.
allegiances lie?
all over the place. I'm
Because,
not
like,
a New York.
My
fan.
look, my brother's from New York and he's a Pats fan, but I can at least see like that as part of like a
Edelman's my boy.
like I want to be a contrarian, but that just surprised me.
Yeah.
Sports team is like I'm a New Jersey Devils fan for hockey. My stepfather's from Jersey, but I love the Devils.
You're really picking just hated.
I remember
teams.
doing many projects on Martin Brodeur in my time in middle school. I was very like.
Or wait, who's your
You know,
baseball picks?
I don't really watch baseball.
Okay.
Fair.
Any basketball opinions?
No, no basketball
Okay.
opinions. I think like
I was just curious.
baseball. I know my dad is a Mets fan.
That's okay.
But I don't really watch baseball enough to really. I have a friend who's a hardcore Yankees fan.
Smart guy.
But as far as
Poor
that
guy.
goes, for a while, because I lived in Colorado, I was like for the Rockies for a while, and it was like, nah. Then again, I didn't really care that much about baseball. So, I don't know, you can persuade me. You can persuade me. That's an area of uncharted territory. I've been to a couple baseball games, you know. I don't think
All right, who is the most hated baseball team?
The most hated?
Yeah, I'm
I thought it
talking
was
like
the Red Sox.
absolute, just like
I think that's
Is it-
reach like that. I don't know
But,
that
like-
it's. I really think it's regionally
Makes you
because
feel
Mets
better. My brother's a fan of the Broncos.
start rooting
He's
for the
from here.
Phillies.
don't root for the Phillies.
Every Philly team sucks. Yeah, you can hate every
I would
Philly
like
team.
to. I
Hey,
would like to.
hey, I was there when the
support-
Eagles won the Super Bowl. Okay, I saw them greasing the poles.
You survived. You got out of there
The
alive.
7-Eleven burnt down.
Are you really?
Are you
Yeah.
telling me to put my allegiances in Philly?
No.
I think we're just trying
I'm
to find
pushing for you.
another hated team for you to root for.
They don't.
'cause-
They don't like them. A part of me is like, I have to root for them.
It's wild. Amanda, they have to grease the poles in the city because
What-
the fans
what
get
group
too
is this?
rowdy
Is
and
that the one
climb
with the
them.
weird
Yeah, all
mascot?
Philadelphia fans. They are just
Philadelphia
We
fans
have-
are obnoxious.
We have the
New
straight.
York people are obnoxious.
We have the
Not
weirdest
like-
mascots.
Not like the Phillies.
Amanda, I want
have
you
Gritty.
to go look up Gritty, okay? He is the mascot for the Philadelphia
It sounds
Flyers.
familiar. Oh, I love this guy.
He's so
I watch
cool,
him on
right?
TikTok. I follow this little
He's
this little
awesome.
guy on TikTok. I follow
He's
because
the
he's so
coolest
crazy.
guy.
His little belly
He
moves
is
and
the
stuff.
embodiment of Philadelphia.
Like, what is he? We don't know.
Exactly.
Him,
I
the
love it.
Philly fanatic. We got the most killer mascots. Eat your heart out, Mr. Met.
Do you remember?
So, unfortunately, he's cocky.
Excuse me?
Though,
Isn't,
so I will follow his mascot, but I will not follow his team.
Understandable.
I do follow Gritty online.
I love him.
Shots fired over there.
In 30 Rock, doesn't Liz Lemon have like sex dreams about the Philly Fanatics?
Yes.
Oh my god.
What a good. Okay.
Someone, there's a rule 34.
I want to make this a 30 Rock episode because that show's amazing.
It is. It's great.
Just, it's okay. It is the closest thing to live action like Golden Era Simpsons we're ever getting.
Oh, yeah.
In just terms how fast the jokes are, how scattershot everything is, but
Yeah.
also just like it's like really tight too
Yeah.
somehow. I don't know.
Well, Tina Fey's amazing.
Yeah,
30
she
Rock.
is. She's just.
Liz Lemon.
Yeah.
And I
And it's
appreciate
smart,
that
yeah.
that the show hates her character.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and it just makes fun of Tina Fey as a person.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Like they just make her racist.
That's Squishable made a gritty little plushie where it's like the circle. He's $60. I'm looking at him right now. And I'm about to be like,
Amanda, you want to share custody?
"Aw, gritty." It's child support. No.
You're gonna get him.
He's terrorizing
Yeah.
my house. So weekend visitation for you. This is what you're getting, Gritty.
Oh my god.
He's just gonna become the library's mascot now.
No.
He's our mascot now. We have a mascot though.
Do we?
Dewey.
Yeah.
Oh, Dewey.
I like Dewey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, Dewey.
Yeah.
But Dewey is quite the anonymous person.
We need to push him more.
He used to leave the library to go to local businesses. Now he kind of just
Does
comes
he
out
have
during
money?
the summertime.
He only.
He comes out in the summertime.
Yeah, he goes to his home
He jumps
planet.
through all the books and he's
during-
living
What-
many adventures.
What is he doing at the local businesses? Does he have money? Is he?
Gail used to take him out.
Don't.
No,
You're
no.
ruining the
Dewey
children's.
goes by himself.
Dewey goes by himself.
Yeah. He
That's it. We're
slithers
starting
over
an
there.
Instagram for
He
Dewey.
has a salary of $500K a year, and
Oh my god.
Oh, Dewey.
Well, he's got a hell of a
Personal
commute, you
assistant.
know. So.
I will personally be Dewey's personal assistant. Any interviews must come through me to be scheduled. Dewey?
you know, I've heard some rumors about Dewey throwing staplers at assistants, so like just watch out.
You got it. I had an idea one year to do a thing for the kids, where it was called Letters from Dewey.
Aw.
Aw.
Where kids could have I remember in elementary school we had pen pals
Yeah.
and we would send it to some kid in another state and they would send it back and it was I don't even know.
I had that in
And I
elementary school.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
thought it would be kind of a cool summertime experience to have teach kids practice their handwriting and stuff like that, but to send letters to Dewey and then Dewey would read them and send them a letter back.
In a completely different language.
Oh my god, no.
How great would
Shit,
that
I
be?
can't do that. Dewey can't do that. Dewey might be able to do that, but Dewey
You
understands
just,
that maybe
you
the
just
children
make
aren't
odd
ready.
caterpillar markings on it.
The kids are
What
gonna
is
be like,
he saying?
Dewey doesn't have arms or hands. How does he write?
He types.
You
He
know-
bounces on the keyboard and types
So,
a beautiful letter.
I'm just finding out that John C. Reilly actually went on tour in character as Dewey Cox in
Nice.
2007.
Yeah, the ending made me feel very confused. Because it was like
The real Dewey Cox.
the real Dewey Cox, but I was like, that's just John C.
Yeah.
Reilly. But I was just like, then again, they had everybody portray every other character, every other celebrity in this thing. I'm like, maybe I did not do
Except
any
for the
research.
Temptations.
And Ghostface Killer.
Yeah. Yep.
And, I
And
think
Eddie
there's one
Vedder
other-
was
and
actually Eddie Vedder.
Yeah.
And those three people. Jewel was. No.
Was
the
that
other-
Jewel? I was like,
Jewel
she
was
looks
in
so
the-
I
familiar.
couldn't believe that was. Oh my god.
I still have her
Was this-
CD, one of her CDs.
Was that after her career went down?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, it must have been, yeah.
Yeah, what was like the pop album she did?
I think I had that album.
0305 in 2003.
I had that album.
Are you a
Because
fan or?
Intuition was the song, I believe,
Yeah.
that was on it. And I was so about that song. It's like, so you want? It's such a weird song.
Yeah.
But I remember, like, jamming out to that song. I was like,
I do remember that song.
because I think that's on that album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Big Bopper bit when he's just talking on the phone when he's like, "Hello, it's the Big Bopper." That destroyed me, but also that's just a thing the Big Bopper actually did. So
Yeah.
like, dude was funny. What can you say?
Yeah. I liked it.
R.I.P. Big Bopper, gone too soon.
Did you see Gritty was wearing? I'm back to Gritty again.
Yeah, you know.
Did you
yeah,
see he
it's
wore
a
the
pretty
Barbie
episode.
skating outfit?
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good. Pretty good. He worked it.
Oh boy.
What is he?
He's gritty.
He's Gritty. He doesn't have to answer to you.
He's an orange guy. just don't question it.
I like that his eyes just kind of wiggle everywhere.
Also,
He looks like a guy you'd see outside a dumpster. You know, trying to sell
I know
you
John Oliver.
baseball
I think,
cards.
hates Gritty as
Exactly.
well. John
that's
Oliver
why
did
we
that, yeah.
love him.
Throws popcorn at. You ever see those videos where they have like all the weird hockey mascots just going around like throwing popcorn around? Where they're like, "Here's some popcorn." Someone's like, "No," and they're like, "Go get a bigger thing of popcorn," and they just dump it. I'm like, "Yeah, that's a lot of cleanup. That's me." It's funny.
Such a
but
waste
that's me.
of popcorn,
Amanda,
too.
They got money
You
to
watch
spare.
What We Do in the Shadows, right?
Yeah.
How I feel about Gritty is how Laszlo feels about his neighbor. The my sweet cheese, my rotten soldier, my good time boy.
My good time boy. Oh, that's how he felt about God, what was it? Was that about his neighbor?
Yeah, it's the Italian neighbor. Or,
It
I don't
is,
know
yeah,
if he's
that's right,
Italian,
his-
but he's Staten Island.
It's Staten
You know,
Island.
he talks like that.
Staten Island. No consequences on Staten Island. Are there?
I think it's funny how clearly it's not Jenna Fisher singing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, her voice is like 2 octaves lower.
Yeah.
No way. No way. She was singing that. I would have been surprised though.
Oh, it's pretty big.
I know he's huge. It's the Gritty thing.
He's so cool.
Got me obsessed. It's got it in there. I'm buying him. Not now. Soon. There's a lot of him. I could buy like 5,
No, thank you.
No, thank
Save
you.
your money.
6 for each of us.
No, thank you.
You can have him in the office. He could sit
no.
there. Not
I
your office, the
I
office.
should get a Gritty for my desk.
He's a big one. He's a chunky boy.
Okay, if they
Let's
sell
have a
like a
keychain
Gritty
version.
figure, I'll get that and put him on my desk.
I love him.
I'm gonna come in and he's just
Gritty.
gonna be in the garbage. and-
He's just everywhere.
How did he end up there? That's so weird.
How do we end up on Gritty?
No, how did he end up in the garbage? Maybe that's just his natural habitat, so he just gravitates towards the
He's
garbage.
an eldritch being. Nobody knows where he came from or why he's here. All
I
we know
remember
is that
when-
he's chaos.
I remember when they unveiled that, everyone around the rest of the world was just like, what is happening in Philadelphia right
Oh
now?
no, in Philly, people were very confused at first too. It took us a while to warm up to him. We were just like, what is this?
Oh wait, there is a smaller version. He's $40. He's slightly smaller. He's like the size of a basketball. Versus the other one, which is slightly
That's
bigger.
big. That's still big, right?
I mean, look at him. He's so chunky. He looks like a Muppet.
He does look like a Muppet
He
there,
does.
actually. Yeah,
Look
he
at him,
really
Joe.
does.
Aw, that's so good.
I know. He's like a deranged.
Can you like email that link to me?
This is where I got my Mothman. Dewey Cox, an unforgettable story about a man who walked hard.
Walked hard through life's rocky road.
And with that, I think we'll see you guys next week.